My name is Malcolm Frazier, and I live in Atlanta, Georgia. I was born and raised up in a little small town called Emery Grove, south of Gaithersburg, Maryland, a small Black community. And I actually didn't go to integrated schools until the 5th grade. I remember growing up and having white-only theaters and white-only water fountains. So it was a very interesting time. I worked for Hewlett Packard Company for 25 years, and then 2000, I retired from HP when I went into full-time ministry. My call really wasn't a sexy call. There weren't any life-changing instances that called me to ministry. It was simply a matter of me coming to terms with who I was as a person. And the transition from Hewlett Packard to full-time ministry was a gradual one because I was going to seminary at the same time as I was working. It took me 7 years to get through Wesley Seminary. I was going to school part-time. I really didn't appreciate what it meant to be a United Methodist, until I went to seminary and learned about John Wesley, especially his working with the poor. Then I learned about our United Methodist heritage and how we started out as a movement doing social work and doing justice-oriented work. And to find out, that John Wesley and others were at Oxford University doing the Holy Cup thing, and find out that, our denomination really started on a college campus, which is kind of neat because as a campus minister, that really had some really significance for me. That was actually my first appointment. My DS at the time, Alan Stewart, called me and said that they wanted me to go to Asbury United Methodist Church as associate pastor and also as the director of the Wesley Foundation at Howard University. So I was actually appointed there by my DS. I remember after Hurricane Katrina, a lot of us under the Dean Richardson's leadership, took 600 students to New Orleans. Incredible. And my experience of taking students to Haiti we did that probably 3 different times, and 3 different summers. I took students to South Africa. We went to Soweto, Johannesburg, and Cape Town. I took students to the Dominican Republic. One of the most important things was to see the student see how important it is for these kids in Haiti and South Africa to see people who look like them. Because often we would go to places where they hadn't seen any Black volunteers. And to have these young students from Howard go and work with these kids from Haiti and South Africa was just very, very positive. I left the Wesley Foundation in 2011 and joined the General Board Global Ministries in Manhattan. In that capacity, I was Executive Secretary of Mission Volunteers. In a word, my primary responsibility was to recruit and train volunteers and find placement sites for them all over the world. About 5 years later, Global Ministries actually moved to Atlanta, Georgia under a new structure, and I got promoted into a position as the U.S. regional representative. Students need a personal theology and a why. What drives them? What excites them? What are some of the issues that they want to address? Who are you as a person? Okay? And have some way of articulating that. Also, all students need to get a passport, travel, and so that they can have a global perspective, because as future leaders, they'll need to know other contexts and other cultures so they can be leaders on the global stage. My ministry and my theology of engaging in the ministry is grounded in a Hebrew word called shalom, which means peace and prosperity and wholeness and completeness. And anything that I can do to bring that state back again is great. And so in my position at Howard University and in my role with Global Ministries, I've been provided the context of actually putting my faith in action and putting my mission theology in action as well, either doing something personally or equipping and calling other people to do it with me.